welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. It's camera trap day, so I thought I'd bring you along just to show you what the next setup's all about. I'll be honest, I've been struggling to think of a subject lately. I've had the camera trap out for close on 2 weeks now, and I'm getting very little activity coming through. Foxes are noticeable by their absence. I've had maybe 2 in the last fortnight, just passing quickly through. They seem to be on a mission somewhere. I don't know where they're heading, but they're not hanging around very long. The badgers are still knocking about, and to be honest, I'm only 30 metres away from where I was in the last video, so not only will we may get the same subject as last time, we may even get the same individual. So, well, that's out here. Things are just very quiet at the moment. So we'll see how it goes. I'll set it up here. I've noticed this in the past. All this gnarly old oak that's fallen down. I thought it'd make a nice backdrop for a image. If I can get maybe a badger or a fox in front of all this gnarly old oak and get some nice dynamic lighting onto it, I thought it might make for a nice shot. Maybe even a black and white, you know, depending on what animal turns up, if any turns up. So we'll set up and we'll see what happens. Excuse me. Well, this is the composition I was thinking. I've had a little look around with the camera, and I'm quite liking this sort of angle from here with all the dead oak branches in the background. I thought if I get some backlighting behind that, it looks very contrasty now, but if I can get some backlighting behind there, it may make for a nice dynamic shot. Settings wise, I'm going to be going for Aperture Priority. Again, I'd like to get a little bit of, I don't think there'll be a lot of the sky showing in the background, but if there is any, then hopefully we'll catch a little bit of light. After the last photos I got of the badgers, I really like seeing that bit of light in the sky. It just adds another layer of depth. It's just really helps the image. So I'm at f9, ISO 400 on Aperture Priority, so it'll probably end up at around 25-30 seconds, I expect, and hopefully that'll do the trick. The one thing you have to be careful of when you're in Aperture Priority is that the animal isn't above the skyline, because if they are, then you might get some shadowing as they move, because as soon as the shutter opens and the flashes go off, that should freeze the animal. But if they're on the skyline and then they later move while the shutter's still open, you'll get a bit of ghosting. But in this situation, it's not going to be a problem, I don't think. So I think I'll stick with them settings, f9, ISO 400, and just let the shutter sort itself out. work out where the flashes are going. I've got one on the back, on the oak tree at the back to come shine a bit of a backlight through, and I got one just near the camera to light the front of the subject. I'm not sure whether to try and get a third light in or what. Maybe I'll set it up as a 2-light setup, and then I'll see how it looks on the camera. Maybe I'll add a third light there just to fill in some of the shadows later. We'll see. Right, we'll get the main flash set up here. I just got a little ball head attached to an eye screw, which I just screw into the wood, and then I got this little ball head which I can adjust on the top. They work brilliant. Really pleased with them. Really cheap little setup. And I'm using the Camtraptions. These are the version 2 receivers, which has got a socket ready to take a larger battery. So using them, that'll fix directly onto the ball and socket, and then onto that we'll just slide the flash. I'm using a SB28. It's probably the most popular flash for camera trapping, although I do use SB25, I've used SB24, SB80DX, and they're all pretty much the same, but the SB28 seems to be the main one that's favoured by most camera trappers. Just attach that to the receiver. Aim that where we need it to go, where we expect the animal to be. To that, I'll attach a battery pack, 2 AA's I've got with this. There we go. It's a nice sturdy little flash mount, cheap to make, just perfect for the job. And flash settings wise, switch on. I usually try and have the zoom somewhere between 50 and 80, somewhere around there, 85, 70. And for the settings for this distance, which is possibly 2.5–3 meters, I'll put the power output down to about 1/8. That's usually my starting point. It's if you're from about 3 meters away, 1/8, you're pretty much in the ballpark there. But I will be trying it with the light meter and taking a few test shots. Make sure I got the right exposure for the flash. This is one piece of equipment I really couldn't be without, especially on a bright contrasty day like this. It's nigh impossible to try and guess your exposure to any degree of accuracy, but I use this little Sekonic, Flashmate L308S. Anyway, it's a cracking little tool, and you can get your exposure absolutely spot on. You can even turn it to face each of your individual flashes, so you can get one flash at 1 stop lower than the other, or 2 stops lower than the other. It's just a fantastic little piece of kit. and I thoroughly recommend anyone who's into camera trapping or getting into camera trapping to get yourself one. They're worth every penny. Right, I've set the flash meter ISO 400. Ignore the shutter speed, that's just the max the camera will do, but f-stop is on 0. If I press this button on the side, you see that's now got a flashing square around it. It's waiting for a flash. So as soon as the flash goes off, we're aiming for f9. That's what I've got the camera set to. And there we go, that's spot on. See, we're now on f9. So that's exactly where I want to be with the lighting. So I can get all them covered up and camouflaged, and we'll leave it over the weekend. Right, so there we go, we're all set up. At last, it seems to be taking a long time this time. There's the flash gun, main flash. Got my trail camera there, just to, I like to see how the animals react, plus it gives a bit more footage to add to the videos. There's my PAR sensor. I'll move back a bit. That's what I'm hoping for a shot. I was going to put a little bit of bait down, a few dog biscuits, but this little madam, wait, mud scamp, this little madam found them in my camera bag and ate the lot. So we're just going to have to go and see if anything crops up. I'm not particularly optimistic, but we'll give it a go. You never know, something might turn up. I ended up with a 3 light setup after all. There's my third light here. Hang on, let's go around the other side, see it better. There's my third light. It's just acting like a little bit of a backlight. And then I've got one over here. Oops. There's one over here on this oak tree. And that's just light in the back. I thought if we get some nice shafts of light going through the well, them old oak branches, I thought it might give a nice effect. Anyway, we'll see. I'll leave it out for the weekend now, and I'll see where we're at. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll bring you back Monday and we'll have a look, see if we've got anything. Right, moment of truth. Let's see what we've got. See if we've had any visitors. Wood mice. Lots of wood mice. Oh, and a badger. We've got a badger. We've had a visit from the badger. I said early on in the video that we might end up with the same subject, if not the same individual, and that's proved to be the case. Yeah, looks like just the one visit we've had, but I'll take that. You know, I've got one nice photo to show for this setup, which is, like I say, I'll take that. If you get one photo from each setup, then you've got to be happy with that, really. But I think I'll take it down now, and I'll try another location. I'm not sure what I'm going to do or where that's going to be yet, but I'll take you along. Well, there we go, just the one image this time, but thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed tagging along. As you can see from the footage, it was just a very brief visit. He came in, had his portrait taken, they checked out my PIR sensor, which was strapped to the nearby branch, and then he just went off on his way, and that was the only visit he gave me that in this few days. So anyway, there we go, one image. I'm happy with that. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.